I would just like to keep this code because, yeah, I would like to show you something else with it. So let's look at formatted strings. Formatted strings are simply the same idea as concatenation, but instead of using plus, not really instead of using plus, you don't have to use plus. It's the same idea of combining strings, right? But you are combining strings with variables. So let's look at something like a sentence. What if I wanted a welcome sentence? I didn't just want to print their full name. I wanted something like, hello, welcome, whoever you put as your full name there. Welcome to Build Hub. Let's say we wanted to do something like that. We'll do that using formatted strings. And the format is F. Now watch closely. F, then colon, or rather F then quotation marks. It could be single or it could be double. So how this works is, whatever you want to be displayed or whatever you want as raw text as a string, you type it within the colon. Notice that within the question quotation marks. So notice that it is colored differently, or rather it's colored like all other string text here. So you could say hello. Now here is the key thing. Whatever you are adding to this string as a variable, right? It could be any other data type, but so long as it's being added to this string, it is being converted to a string before it is added. This formatted string is telling Python, hey, whatever variable is shown here, its value is now a string. So it would display whatever its value is as a string, as part of this string, whatever you are typing, but we'll see that. So whatever variable you want to do that to, you place it within curly braces. So like the program is rightly telling me, because I'm connected to the internet, that's why it's giving me hints. It's like it knows what I'm trying to do. So full name, beautiful. Our full name variable, exactly. Notice it's formatted different to the other string text here. So we're saying hello full name. Let's even put an exclamation mark after that for friendliness. Welcome to Build Hub. It's as simple as that. So instead of printing full name, we could print this lovely message that we have here. Very lovely message. So we'll just print that. And let's see what we have. What's my first name? Let's use new. Second name, user. So hello new user, welcome to Build Hub. There you go. Formatted strings is as simple as that. Keep in mind, you could combine everything. So this is treated as, this right here is treated as what's it called, one string. It's treated as one string, so you could concatenate it with another string. Formatted strings are treated as one string. Keep in mind, you can put as many variables as you want. You can have fun with that, so just experiment with that. Plus, let's say you wanted, thank you, we are glad to have you aboard. As simple as that. And now you have combined formatted strings and concatenation in one program. We're getting somewhere. So let's use another set of names. Let me use my real name this time. Oh no, I forgot to add space, but yeah, you get the idea. we've concatenated and we've used formatted strings on just one line of code. I hope that explains everything about strings, possible string methods, concatenation, and formatted strings. Okay, so now let's get into finally integer arithmetic operations and PEMDAS. Okay, so I'll just delete all of this, not useful for now. Alright, so integers, like we said, are numbers, and as my assistant keeps pointing out, floats, we'll get there. So integers are numbers, right? The same thing you can do with numbers in math, you can do it in Python. Almost. So Python has specific things for specific things. Of course, your operators remain the same: plus, minus. This is division. This is floor division. We'll get the distinction later. This is multiplication. This is exponentation. Exponentation, that's raised to the power of, or exponentation, 2 raised to the power of 2, that's 4, 2 raised to the power of 3, that's 6. That's exponentation. And then what else? Exactly, the percentage is modulus. So modulus gives you the remainder after division. We would again go through that. And then what else am I lacking? Okay, we would also go through those ones, and some, maybe we would have a separate videos for comparison operators. Yeah, I would have a separate video for that before this one runs too lengthy. Would have a separate video for that. We would have comparison operators. Okay, so simply put, these are the various operations you can do on integers and also floats too in Python. So we have addition, subtraction, division, floor division, multiplication, exponentation, and modulus. So let's try out each of them. I'll just use a print statement for that. Thank you. You know what, I'm just going to, okay. Alright, so let me comment out the ones we're not working with for now. Alright, so addition should work the same way we know it. So 3 plus 2 is 5, like we all know. So beautiful, we get 5 as our output. We can comment this out now. Move on to the next one. Subtraction, 3 minus 2, that's 1, like we all know. So the next one, 3 times 2, that's 6. It's as simple as that. Now for the next one, let's see the output. Let's see the output first before I explain what it's doing. Okay, so this is floor division. Now, like the comment rightly said, floor division results in an integer. So the result of a floor division in Python is an integer. Keep in mind the distinction from just normal division. Now, this integer isn't just any integer. It always rounds, or rather, it always forgets the decimal portion. I don't know why it likes doing that. I really don't know why it likes doing that. Because let's look at something like, let's say 4 over 3, that's 1.75. So the logical thing to do would be to give you 2, right? But let's see what Python tells us. Nope, it's 1. 75 doesn't matter. It always rounds down to the, or rather, it just removes that portion. It removes the decimal portion. It always results in an integer. However, if I were to do just one division, that's normal division, not floor division, 1/ normal division, 2 slashes floor division. Let's see the output. You get, oh Jesus, did I just make a mathematics blunder? Wow, sorry. 4 over 3 is not 1.75. Is it 5 over 4? I think it's 5 over 4. I'm having a math crisis live on video. That's crazy. Wow, I'm getting it so wrong. Wow. Sorry. I was thinking of 0.75. That's 3 over 4. Sorry. That's 3 over 4. Okay, so just excuse all of that. Excuse that math breakdown. It's been days I've used this brain for math. It's a bit rusty. So 3 over 4 floor division would not give you 0.75. See what floor division would give you. Floor division would just give you 0. Discard the entire decimal portion like it's not useful. But normal division, just one slash, will give you your decimal points cleanly, 0.75, which ordinarily would be rounded up to 1. I hope that's fine. Okay, so I hope the distinction between normal and floor division is cleared. All right, let's comment that out. And then exponentation, 3 asterisk asterisk 2, that's 3 to the power of 2, so that should be 9 if my brain doesn't fail me again. Beautiful, it's 9. And then 3 modulus 2. So the idea behind that is you do 3 divided by 2, that's 1 remainder 1, and you just take the remainder. So 3 modulus 2, the answer should be 1. Exactly, it's 1. So that's just a brief overview of the arithmetic operations in Python, or rather, since it's not arithmetic, let's just call it integer. Now, keep in mind that integers and floats have the same operations. Okay, they have the same, or they can undergo the same operations. Their key differentiator, let's call it that, is the fact that one has decimal portion, one does not. So a decimal or a floating point would have something like 3.00 or 3.01 or 3.025, how many decimal places you'd want. That's a floating point. But an integer would just be 3, 4, 5, so something like that. Okay, so now let's look at PEMDAS. Now, what does PEMDAS means? PEMDAS means, okay, let me comment this out first. What am I saying? Parentheses. Thank you. Exponent. What am I putting on there? Yeah, that looks good anyway, since it helped me auto complete it. Okay, so this is simply the order of operations in Python. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication / division, addition / subtraction. So this is what comes first. Just like in math, you'd have your board mass. The equivalent in Python is your PEMDAS, or the equivalent in most programming languages anyways is PEMDAS. So this simply means if you had a complex operation like something like this, if you had something like this, what would happen first? What would happen first is it would go through everything. I would say, okay, what is first in the order of operations? Well, we have multiplication first. So 4 times 2 will be carried out first, right? And that would give us 8. And then what's next? Addition. So what's going to come out is 8 plus 3, which is 11. Exactly. So we have 11. However, if we introduce brackets, it becomes a bit more interesting, because let's say we introduce brackets right about here, right? So now we have a parenthesis or brackets, whatever you want to call them, and now this is higher up in the order of operations. So now you have to take care of what is within the brackets first, and that's 3 plus 4, which is 7. And then now you have 7 times 2, which is 14. So your answer here would be 14 instead. So take note of that. Your order of operations is very, very key, because I can't tell you the amount of errors I've had in code because of this thing called order of operations. But the more you interact, the more you learn how important these little concepts are. So thank you. I think that's all for today. I think we've covered everything in this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me the time of your day. I hope you learned something, and I hope I would see you next class. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're new, just stick around and see if you can learn a thing or two. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.